But yeah, Free Thinker Podcast. We've got a special guest here today, Blackman Da Traveller. I've been following you for a while on YouTube. That's when I messaged you ages ago, because I've been literally, I think I found you on, whose podcast was it? I think it was on Made You Think. I must have seen you talk. I saw you speaking about some incident that happened, but we'll get into that. Yeah. And then that's when I started following you. And then, because I follow a lot of travel stuff online, like Indigo Traveller. I'm sure you follow him as well.
Indigo Traveller, yeah. The guy from New Zealand, the white
Zealand,
guy.
yeah. So I've been following him as well. That's how I found you.
Okay.
And obviously I brought my boy along because I see you in South America. Yeah. He's from Honduras. So I figured you guys can have a little...
Let me go.
I see you speaking Spanish and everything as well, man. But obviously just wanted to get you introducing yourself and obviously get your story going and talk about your experiences, what you've learned, what you've brought back to this country and how being in different places shaped your life now.
Yeah. So basically, my real name is Emir Shamshi. I'm just turned 29 years old, born and raised in Newham. Yeah. My mum's from Uganda. My father's half Tanzanian and Rwandan. Okay. And I'll just say that I'm a content creator. So that's exactly what I specialise in. So basically, I'm born and raised in Newham. Newham is a jungle. It's a place where you can either be successful or you can just be labelled a statistic, as the rest of certain people. While I was young, my childhood was okay. Yeah. But obviously, the further you go up in Newham, you start to be exposed to certain situations that you're not meant to be exposed to. So I used to hang around with certain people, with the wrong crowd. You know, when you're young, you're vulnerable. You want to be like cool with the cool kids.
Gets gassed up.
Yeah, gassed up. And then obviously I had certain situations with certain people. Yeah. And I don't know. I would say like in school I was a troublesome kid. Yeah. Because I was always bubbly. Yeah. I was always like the guy that would make jokes. I never done well in school, to be honest with you. I got 2 GCSEs, bro. Okay. But that never stopped me to become the person who I am now. Yeah. And like literally born and raised in Newham, and then I was going through situations, and then I moved to Australia for 2 years in 2017. Okay. And that was when the journey actually began with Blackman Da Traveller.
Okay. So what actually made you like move to Australia? Yeah. Like what actually like pushed you towards moving there? So
basically, I was going through certain issues in Newham, life-threatening situations. I skipped death numerous times. Okay. And I worked I work as a chef. That's my profession. I work as a chef. And I worked in one branch in Liverpool Street, and the head chef he said that he went to Australia. For 2 years, he'd done the working visa during his time. Yeah. And I was like, okay, Australia, that's interesting. And then there was a Spanish guy that said that he went to Australia as well. And they were like, look, it's an opportunity where you can literally go there, work 2 years. Yeah. You know, the English passport holds weight in certain countries. And I was like, okay. But at that time, I thought, no, I'd rather stay in London. But I was going through too much problems in Newham. So I thought, okay, I need somewhere where I can start fresh. Then I spoke to my partner. Then we had 3 options. So it was either Australia, Canada, New Zealand. Because she's from Argentina, and those are the countries where Argentinians can do working visas abroad. Well, in that part of the world. Yeah. Picked Australia. Told my manager, he couldn't understand why I'm going to Australia. He's like, bro, like you're going somewhere that's so far, bare white people there. Like, how you gonna mingle with racist? I said, brother, listen to me. I need to like reinvent myself as a person. Yeah. Packed my bags, went to Australia, and yeah.
I'll be real, even Australia, I'm still afraid of going there. Not even because of any racism, but like every time I see Australia, I'm seeing huge spiders, huge rats, all sorts of crazy animals, and kangaroos coming to your house. But so that's even a weird thing for me. Was that the first time you travelled though? Anywhere?
No. So basically, while I was young, my mum used to take me back home to Uganda. Okay, yeah. My mom's from Uganda. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure, like, where you from, country-wise?
Nigeria.
And you're from Honduras.
Honduras, yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like, while you guys were young in primary school, your parents somehow took you back home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Or if not, they would at least gave you the information about how culture is back home. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my mum used to take me back home while I was young, so at least I can see my grandma, see my cousins. And the reason why she done that, so she can say that never forget where you come from, your culture. Yeah. So that was the first place I used to go to, Uganda. Then my first holiday, I was like 18. I went to France, Paris. I was gassed. Went to the Eiffel Tower, Champs-Élysées. I bought a bunch of Louis Vuitton clothes and that, and I thought, this ain't me. Yeah. Like, I'm portraying a persona that's not me. So I sold it. And then my first proper holiday was when I went to Miami in 2014. That's when I met my partner, and I said, wow, like, I'm in America. Like, I'm a black man from Newham, I'm in America. And I was like, that's when I just started to open my eyes.
Open your eyes to everything. Yeah. In terms of like you said you're half Rwandan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you in touch with like that side of your culture as well and all of that?
I'll be honest with you, I wasn't close to my father.
Okay.
But I have been to Tanzania because he's half Tanzanian and half Rwandan. I've been to Tanzania before. Rwanda, I've not been, but actually I'm planning a trip with my manager. Yeah. I'm planning to go back home to Uganda, but I really want to do Kenya and Rwanda as well. Okay. So I would love to be close with my Burundi's heritage.
Yeah.
And Tanzania, because there's a lot of history in that part of the world.
I want to go to Tanzania still.
Yeah.
At least is like her best friends from Tanzania.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even Kenya as well. I got connections there. My godmother's from Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out Esther.
Okay. But you gotta come back home, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Come Africa.
Yeah.
I've been telling this guy to come Nigeria for ages,
But
man. I'm trying to bring him
man.
to Nigeria for a while, man.
Yeah.
Literally.
But there's a lot of similarities, yeah, within South America and Africa.
Oh, 100%.
Trust me, there's a lot of similarities.
The fact is that even in Honduras, you watch Indigo Traveller
Yeah,
as well?
Indigo Traveller. He's been to Honduras.
Yeah, so when he went to a certain part of he met a Griffner community
Okay.
who turned out to be descending from Nigeria.
Yeah.
So it's just like those connections, like they're like, I always like thought I had a bit of a connection to Nigeria in a way. Besides the fact that most of my friends are all Nigerian as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool.
It's a sign from God.
Yeah,
You gotta go to Nigeria.
I'm telling you, bro. The thing is, you've been to a lot of places, but I'm pretty sure you've realized you can find Nigerians everywhere in this whole world.
Yeah,
for some reason, we've stuck ourselves
like
everywhere in the whole
Jamaicans
country.
as well.
Yeah, man.
Jamaicans,
Literally,
always find
literally.
everywhere. I found in Honduras, pretty much every country I've been to, there's always a Jamaican or a Nigerian as well.
Yeah.
Everywhere, man. When you were going back to Uganda when you were young, though, how do you feel like you were going and coming back? How do you feel like that shaped you? Because I'm pretty sure there was a time, so you said you're 29. I'm pretty sure you must remember a time growing up in London where being African wasn't even that cool.
Yeah.
But obviously, you were very in touch with your culture because you were going back quite often.
Yeah.
How do you feel like going back kind of shaped you moving wise back in this country, and what did you learn from being back home and apply to yourself here?
One thing I realised, like when my mum used to send me back home to Uganda, you realise how lucky you are. Because she came from a village. I come from Newham Hospital. That's a huge difference. I come from a place, I was born in facilities where they don't have that in Africa. Even if they do, you got to be privileged to have those facilities.
Yeah.
So when I'm going back home, I'm seeing, she took me to a village, people are picking water, holding jellicans of flipping, like buckets of water, they're walking.
For miles.
For miles. You get me? There's kids that don't even have shoes. So humble myself. It humbled me.
Yeah.
And I'm not being rude. Like when I was young, my mum used to threaten me, if you don't pass your GCSEs, you're going back home.
Everyone got that.
I'm pretty sure everyone got that.
Well,
everyone got that.
Everyone got that.
But my mum, she never done that to bully me, but she done that to motivate me and say, listen,
It's just a reminder.
Yeah, this is a reminder. I've taken you back home. You see where you come from. You see where your people are from. You're in a position where you can actually probably be someone in a family that can inspire someone else. So it's actually humbled me. Like every time I went back home, and obviously education, because it teaches you a lot of stuff. Like it teaches you, like back home, they might not have like materialistic stuff.
Yeah.
But their heart is pure and sincere. So I've learned that a lot of people don't have a lot of stuff, but they'll give you everything what they can offer.
I don't know if you noticed, like, because let's say with me growing up, I only went to Nigeria when I was 5.
Okay.
Then the second time I went there was last year. So obviously going there when you're 5 is a bit different. You don't really take everything in, you don't understand. But I went there last year, spent some time there. And then I can't lie, when I went there, came back, completely changed my whole perspective on absolutely everything. And one thing you might have realised as well, but you see in these other countries, they may not, like you said, they may not have everything, but everyone seems a bit generally more happier. Like everyone's actually living, everyone's alive. Everyone's a lot more appreciative. Everyone's a lot more appreciative.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's, and also you take on, like, you see the hard work that goes in. You come back to this country, it's like, what's all these excuses that, I don't know if you found yourself getting angry and you see people moaning. It's like, what do you actually have to moan about? What are you making? Like, get up and graft, like hard work. And that's one thing as well that I've just taken on. It's like, and I always try and tell people, like, you need to actually work hard, because there's people there. Like, for example, I said you go to Nigeria. There's people just walking in the middle of the street in busy roads, selling you water, selling you crisps, and it's like these people just got smiles in their faces. Everyone's just living life. It's a thing where they may even be going through stuff, but nothing's stopping them because they have to. Like, and in this country, I feel like a lot of people have pride where they're not gonna go out and do certain things because everyone feels that they're above certain work.
I totally agree.
Everyone feels they're above certain work, whereas now, and even me, for example, like I'll even admit I didn't have it, but it takes you going and experiencing and seeing life from a different perspective to come back, and then you actually take that on. So it's like you can't really blame a lot of people for their ignorance because they generally don't know.
Yeah,
it's all they know.
Because they're in a bubble. They're in a bubble.
Yeah, you get it. And it's like, even where, so I live in Kent.
Yeah.
Even there, it's like a lot of people haven't even left this little area. Whereas someone like me and let's say Dan, we met each other in Coventry. That's where we went to uni. I've been all over the country, and you're originally from Birmingham.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, don't say unfortunately, man. Rep your ends.
Big up Birmingham.
Big up Birmingham, man. Yeah. But yeah, so like some people haven't even left their area, and they see like, let's say, going to London as a holiday, and I'm thinking life is so much different in other parts of this country, let alone another country, for you to feel as if like you know life. There's more to life, and you'll see real life elsewhere.
I think, you know what, I totally agree with what you're saying, because that just comes to mindset, innit?
Yeah.
Everyone's got a different mindset. Like, there's a lot of people that have not even left London.
Yeah.
Bro, the UK it's not
big.
amazing, but it's big.
Yeah. I don't know if
big, but
when
it's
I was
small.
younger that also opened me with that.
Yeah.
Like, when we say the UK, you just think it's one big whole country.
it's
Really,
like-
we got
it's
three.
Four.
Yeah, Northern Ireland as well. But
So 4 countries, yeah.
But we're like one big island in a sense. But there's so much. Like
So
Scotland
much.
looks like Scandinavia. Wales has got like so much stuff to do there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it. You just think it's like cheap or stuff.
Yeah.
Like
So like even when
you
I
don't
met,
know until you go.
literally. So like even when I met Dan, it's like he's from Birmingham, I'm from Kent. There's so many differences. Like first of all, the way like we spoke was different.
Yeah.
Just different things, like just different maneuvers. And it's like there's so much difference in the same England. How can you not want to even think that there's more in other countries? But people are so ignorant to it, and I feel like a lot of people don't even choose to, or they don't even want to go to other places as well. Because I even have some friends where I'll be like, when are you gonna go back? Like some Nigerian friends, like, when are you gonna go back? They'll be like, nah, I just don't want to get kidnapped. I don't want to get killed. And I'm like, yeah, how are you just saying this, bro? You're not even wanting to go out. Like,
You know why? Yeah, I think if people don't have money, I understand.
Yeah.
They can't travel because obviously money situations, that's a different personal
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
But if you live in England and you got a 9 to 5 that pays enough money to travel, and you don't want to go back home, or like you don't want to come out of England, you must be crazy.
Yeah.
You're going to be deluded. You're going to be 70 years old thinking, oh my God, I wish I was this, I wish I'd done that.
Yeah.
If you don't have the financial needs, I understand.
Yeah.
Everyone's
that's one thing. But
That's
then,
one thing.
Yeah.
But if you got a 9 to 5 that pays you a decent amount of money to travel, bro, travel.
Yeah.
Even if you want to go to Birmingham or Kent, even just to go to Wales or Scotland, bro, it's a different country, different culture.
Yeah.
But I think it comes down to mindset, and people are comfortable in the bubble that they live in. So it's actually good that you travel. So now you've opened your mind.
Yeah.
You've seen life in a different perspective. You're going to bring that back towards you.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, hold on a minute. But then that's going to show that you're open. You're willing to actually understand different cultures.
Yeah.
You're willing to take risk and to come out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to do that.
I know, and that's there's another thing where it's like I was even liked watching your channel because it's like you showcase real people, real life. You don't just go to like, because I see some people like, what can like $10 get you here and this, and it's
I
like
hate that.
I get it, like cool, I get it, but it's like when you go and like even with Indigo Travel, when he goes, like you're just speaking to normal people in the different place where people wouldn't normally go, and it's kind of breaking the stigmas that people have. It's actually it's educational because it's like so much stuff that I learn because I saw you were just in Pakistan. There's so much stuff that I've learned just from watching your channels, and it's like wow, like I wouldn't even thought that, and it's making me want to go. Like I have some friends from Iraq as well. Growing up here,
go to what,
bro? Growing up here, you would never go. If I told my parents I want to go to Iraq, they'll look at me like I'm crazy. But it's
just
like
from what they're seeing in the
do you
media.
get it?
Yeah.
But then it's like when I see other people go there, and it's like, okay, they're just speaking with normal people. Then I have friends from there. It's like, you know, let me go to Iraq. Let me just see it for myself, because it's like there's a lot of things you can take and a lot of things you can learn from different places, and the stigmas that are there aren't necessarily always true, but it's just embedded in us from whatever. That's just whatever's happened.
Well, I totally agree. Like you guys kept on saying Indigo Traveller. I like him because he's not an average content creator.
Yeah.
Like the guy, he was in Honduras, he was in Venezuela, he was in Brazil.
He goes to places you wouldn't think of.
Yeah,
It was the Nigeria one. That's
Yeah,
when
he was
I was
Nigeria.
excited because it's
I've
like this is literally how I wanted it to look like. Yeah.
I've seen his Nigerian thing when he went to the float thing and he was on a boat.
Yeah.
And one thing about Indigo Traveller that caught my attention is he's authentic.
Yeah.
He doesn't do this $10 bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry for swearing, but
No, it's
he
cool,
doesn't do this like $10 nonsense.
Yeah.
Certain content creators, they go to certain countries to exploit those countries.
Yeah.
There's certain content creators that they'll do this thing. I don't know if you watched like Harry or Norman, like some of these English American lads. So they'll go to maybe Pakistan, Honduras, maybe Nigeria. What can you get for $10? Or best shoe cleaner gets a reward. Or you're exploiting people.
Yeah.
So when I watch Indigo Traveller, Bold and Bankrupt, Kurt Kaz, these people go to these countries. The first thing, they interact with the locals.
Yeah.
They respect the culture.
Yeah.
The second thing is it's authentic and rawness. It's something that's going to be, that has valuable, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they put them on in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Rather than him making himself the spotlight.
Boom.
Yeah, I was thinking that, like, when I was watching the Honduras and Venezuelan videos, he just goes straight to the people
then
people. Just lets them speak. Let them
speak.
Like give him a little 2 minutes of fame, not fame, but like to get to know them, and then people in the audience that can understand where they're coming from, who they are, and then you just have like a new perspective of a different part of the world, which is just
even just like
mad.
walking around in the streets, like just casual, like even when I see you do it, and I think to myself, you're taking some crazy risks, like because even me, I'm thinking to myself, I can't even go, I wouldn't even walk around certain parts of London that I don't know, just like that. You're going to other countries and like there's mad stuff going on, but then when you realize that it's just the same as everywhere else. Like, it's just human beings, like just living life, just doing their thing. Obviously, there's certain dangers, but it's just the same as literally everywhere.
But I'll be honest with you, like, I might do some crazy stuff, but I believe like my ancestors that got me in it.
Yeah.
Like my ancestors that got me, my family members that died, they're protecting me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, is you gotta be street smart.
Yeah.
Like if you see me in Pakistan filming, I'm doing that, but I'm street smart. I'm not gonna rock up in next man's area. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you gotta observe people's body language.
Be respectful as well.
Be respectful. That's the first thing. Like I filmed in America. I've done some hood vlogs as well. I built a connection with people first before I went to those areas.
You can't just put the camera on.
Bro,
there.
I can't put the camera on.
You can't put the camera on people.
Like for example, like in America, a lot of
You can't
people
even do that to normal people.
Yeah, like in
You
America,
don't know how they react.
a lot of these guys are like socially awkward, especially the guys in the hood. That's what I realized that when I was filming in Compton. The reason why they're socially awkward is because the society that they live in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They used to like hearing people like guns going past, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But as soon as you say, listen, brother, this is what I'm doing, is the right thing, come on camera, and then they see, okay, you know what, they're gonna lower the guard down, the same energy. So when I go to dangerous areas, I build a connection. The first thing, I respect people. That's the first thing you got to do, respect their code. Yeah. And then everything's gonna be calm.
Yeah, I was going to say, even here, like when you even mention people, a lot of people on the edge, because even in this country, I'm pretty sure you've mentioned, because I remember there was a story that you've told before online of sort of experience you had. Like, let's say you have a car driving slowly, like certain people are used to like certain things, but you just got to know how to approach the situation.
That's right.
But obviously, a lot of people don't know that, but again, do your researches and just like just be respectful, really.
That's right.
Be respectful, really. I was even going to ask as well, like Dan, your experiences of Honduras, because obviously comparing it to Amir's experiences with being in South America.
I would love to go to Honduras, by the way.
The thing is with Honduras, it's not many people know about it anyway. Like someone like Indigo Traveller, he went there and he went to places I actually have never been myself. So I can't say like, I'd recommend these places. Like I see that place at the same way you see your family's country. Like I just go there and it's like a second home. So whenever I go there, I get picked up with my family. I just go there and experience like home, like what my mum brought me up on and what she tells me about. So that's my experience behind it. But it also, like you said before, it gives you a whole new perspective. It doesn't make you think, I don't want to say like it makes you feel sorry for the way they live. It kind of makes me just understand them more. And the thing is as well, I have different, like, I don't know for you or even for you, like in my family over there's like different classes of them. Like I've got uncles and aunties and cousins that are high and rich, whatever, and then I've got ones down in the pecking order, and the ones that are below, I wouldn't see them or treat them below because the way they act is just them, like you said, they're just always happy with what they've got. Like that's what I find mad. But yeah, I'm digressing on that. But yeah, what do you want to be like?
No, that just speak about like the culture, like how much the culture is embedded in you, like because you speak Spanish fluently as well. Obviously, you've brought that here, like, and especially like how was it? Because the Latino community, I don't think it's not as huge in the UK or in Birmingham. I'm not even too sure.
Well, in Birmingham, no, 100%.
So like, how was it?
In London,
South London.
In South London, you got the Colombians and the Peruvians and Venezuelans. Well, not Venezuelans really. Like I'd say like Ecuadorians.
And Chilenos. You got a couple of people from Chile.
So the only thing is with London, I didn't actually go much as a kid, so I don't have much relation with them. I know who they are. I know there's a lot of like there's a small community of influence coming up. So like you probably heard like Milena Sanchez or something. Like people like her or etc. But in Birmingham, there's hardly anyone. Like you could just literally count my family. But yeah, growing up, I always tried to stay with them. Like some of my cousins, they probably regard themselves more to this culture.
Why?
I'm not really sure. That's down to them, really. Like if they choose to. But for me, I kind of was the same at one point.
Yeah.
But it's then when I went back,
Yeah.
going back made me realize, oh, okay, this is actually like more fun than here. Like the culture, like
different.
There's more sauce.
Yeah.
It's so much better, and I just like I'm starting to embrace it more.
Yeah.
And
I want to ask you a question. When you went back home, what did you learn from going back home to actually going back to like home? What did you learn from actually being there, understanding your roots and culture, and then coming back to the UK? Like, what did you learn as a person?
That not to... I think you guys mentioned it before about when you were talking about people that don't travel, but not for the financial reason, for the other reason.
Yeah.
Like, I did go there as a kid, but obviously going as a kid, you don't really understand it. It's just a kid's holiday. It's like going anywhere else.
Yeah.
But to this point, where you mentioned before, I kind of was there at one point where I didn't want to go, and the reason was because I was scared. Like, I was scared from what I've been told. Like, if you know Honduras, there's only two ways if you aren't from there. You probably have some basic football knowledge of them, or you know about the similarities in Mexico with the cartels, homicide rates, etc. That's how you know about them. But
the MS, is it
MS-13.
Yeah.
So growing up in terms of that, when I was a teenager, that's all I heard. But then I forgot I have a whole family there. So my mom was going back there all the time. I kind of was too shocked to go there, but now I kind of regret that. I wish I went way more now. Like, I was going to go this year, wasn't able to because of financial reasons, but I'm trying to go this October. But like it's just like the main thing I learned from there is perspective. Like, not to always hear what outsiders have said when they haven't experienced the country.
Facts.
Like, you're not gonna see better proof than someone like Indigo Traveller and yourself. Like, you won't know until you go. Your country is blessed, bro, because even way before Indigo Traveller went there, I knew about Honduras because I watched quite a lot of films. There's a film called Sin Nombre. You know Sin Nombre? So that's an old school film. I don't know if you guys seen it. It's a very intellectual film, It's called Sin Nombre, and it's based on it's based about the gang culture over there, between the gangs, the cartels, and the government. Wait, I'm trying to remember the name. Is this the one where it's around like two kids?
Yeah, it's two kids.
And they tried to get to America.
Yeah. One makes it, one doesn't.
Yeah, that really last scene. Oh.
Yeah, I cried, bro. I've seen it was
traumatizing to watch.
So this film is based on because Honduras is located in Central America. Your country is blessed because you guys have some amazing beaches. And Central America, Honduras, Guatemala, that part of Latin America is beautiful.
Obviously, shout out Teller.
Big up Teller. But obviously, Honduras has had a bad reputation. Back in the day, I was scared to go there as well. But way before Indigo Traveller, I've watched that film. I've seen how your country is blessed with natural beauty. But the problem is, it's sad, but we live in an era where the media slightly controls us. So where the media controls us, we live by fear. You know what I mean? For example, people are scared to go to Nigeria. Maybe they're thinking, I don't know, gang culture, whatever. People are scared to Uganda. People are scared to go to Somalia. People are scared to go to Iran, Honduras. But it's the media that controls us. But now people are coming out and breaking that stigma. So it's good that...
This is social media.
Yeah, social media. It's good that we live in a social media era.
We have more control of it.
More control, and we have more awareness. So hopefully people will go to Honduras, people will go to Nigeria or Uganda. But it just takes those certain individual people to break that thing and say, look, guys, it's safe. You know what I mean? Like Indigo Traveller done it, but if you can do it, I can do it. Why not? But I think it's just comfort zone, and people are just scared to take that risk because, oh no, don't go Honduras, it's going to be dangerous. But it's not what it looks like on TV. You know what I mean? But it's sad, but it's good that you've been back home and you've actually related and you've been in contact with your actual roots, with your culture. So you're already embedded with that. So now you can bring it back to the UK. So you know what, guys, I've been to Honduras. They'll be like, wow, ain't that dangerous now? I'm here. I'm telling you the story. I'm alive.
Yeah, I'm still alive. I'm alive. Like, even just recording a few Instagram stories and just showing people, like showing my friends. They see it's not that bad. It just, like, to you, you probably think Honduras is just like, kind of like Nigeria in a way.
No, like, even when I was watching the videos on YouTube, it just gives me a lot of similarities, especially like a lot of countries. I've seen Bangladesh, even Pakistan a bit, Brazil somewhere I want to go to as well. But even Brazil, I'm still warped in that fear stigma because I have a friend who went there and ended up in like a crazy situation because they took a wrong turn into a favela and they got lost, so they were driving slowly.
That goes back to what you said about street smart.
Yeah. But obviously they got out of that
situation. You can still enjoy it, but you just got to be cautious.
Yeah,
Brazil, you got to be careful. I've been in Brazil, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Brazil, you got to be... Now, Brazil's a bit different, to be honest with you. Like in Rio's good.
Yeah.
But you see that watch and that, you can't do that.
Yeah.
That's a no. That's from my experience, because I've seen people get robbed in Brazil.
Yeah.
So Brazil, it's like, you know what they say when you go to certain countries, just like a local.
Like a local, yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything's perfect. The watch, that's a red flag. I'm telling you, Brazil, they don't mess around in Brazil.
Yeah.
But man, them rob you in front of police.
No, I've heard that a lot. Obviously, I want to go to Brazil for football. Like growing up, I wanted to be from Brazil for football, man. Like growing up, you know, if you watch football, being Brazilian was cool back in the day. Yeah, man.
There's a lot of African culture in Brazil.
There's a like I was saying earlier as well. There's a large like Yoruba culture in Brazil and Cuba.
Yes.
So I think a lot of the slaves got taken to those countries directly. Like we were saying, that majority of the slaves. A lot of people don't know this. During the slave trade, everyone thinks that they went to the United States, but majority of them actually went to South America, Brazil, the Caribbean sides. But a lot of people don't actually know that.
Yeah. You're clued on, man. Yeah, a lot of people went there.
I wanted to ask you as well.
Because they forgot about the Spanish who conquered and the Portuguese.
Yeah.
They took over.
They just divided South America.
And they negotiated and just like, I will take some.
Yeah.
Literally. So I wanted to ask as well, like, how many countries have you actually been to in total?
I've just realised I've been to 23 or 24 countries.
Could you name the countries?
I can name them. I might be wrong if it's 23, but I can't. So Pakistan, Morocco, Uganda, Tanzania, Australia, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Myanmar, Argentina, Brazil, United States, Bahamas, Bolivia, Australia, France, Italy, Spain, Poland, Turkey. That's 20, right?
I saw you went to Peru.
Nah, Bolivia.
No, I saw Bolivia, but I don't know why I thought.
No, Peru, no. Peru. And then Sweden. So that's 21. Scotland and Wales, that's a country, I don't care.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
counts.
it counts.
I put that on my list.
Yeah, it's a country.
So what, from Australia, that was the first one you went to?
No, it's the first country that I've actually lived in for a long period of time.
So when you started doing the vlogs and everything, which was the first one you started doing that with?
So basically, I copped a GoPro in 2015. And then that was when I went to Brazil.
Yeah.
And I went in the favela. That's when I made my mistake. I never got robbed, thank God, but I made my mistake. This is when I was trying to do this little YouTube thing. I started a GoPro. I went to Brazil for like 2 weeks. And then I tried to film. It worked, but then it didn't work because I wasn't into filming.
Yeah.
So basically, I went to a drama school. I studied performing arts in Identity Drama School, the same school that John Biego went to, and Letitia White. So I went there for like 2-3 years. And I was always into acting. So at that time, I was going drama school. So I went to Brazil, had my GoPro, walked up a favela. My partner said, "Hey, you're loco." You know what I mean? She said, "Get past a loco." I said, okay, whatever. She stayed. She said, nah. So I went to favela. I remember walking up, I had my GoPro. I was like, tutu bang, like speaking a bit of Portuguese. I remember walking up and everyone had like a cigarette. As soon as I went outside the favela, everyone looked at me like this. No one even spoke a word, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, tutu bang, obrigado. People just looked at me like, what's this guy doing?
Mad.
I thought, my heart started pumping. But I literally just ran down the stairs. I was running down the favela. You see the 6'2" black man running down.
Yeah.
My partner just laughing because she knew what happened.
Yeah.
And then when I went to Australia, one of my shout out Loretta. I don't care, Loretta from school. So Loretta actually DM'd me on Instagram in 2018. She said to me, Emir, start YouTube. And I ignored her. I said to her, why are you messaging me start YouTube? I'm in Australia for a reason. I want to start a new life. She gives it, you're a black man. You're living in Australia. You're living in a farm. I lived in a farm for 6 months with the Aboriginals, the real Australians. I'm picking up watermelons. The snake's getting past my foot. She said, listen to me. Document this thing. You don't understand what you're doing. I ignored her. Then she wrote to me again, Emir, start YouTube. I said to my partner, man, this girl keeps disturbing me. My partner's like, yeah, just ignore her. Then I said to myself, you know what? Something like this happens for a reason. God is sending me a message. Yeah. And I take a lot of stuff like seriously. So when she sent me the second message, I said, you know what? I'm gonna listen to it. So I must have typed black travel vloggers. A lot of them were African American. Then I typed black travel vloggers from the UK. There was a girl called Lydia Dinga. I don't know if you heard of her. No. So check her out. So she was the first black female girl in the UK to travel to certain countries, and now she's like she's eating good. Yeah. And now she does that type of different type of stuff. So when I saw Lydia doing her thing, I said, you know what? Wow. Then I typed black male travel vloggers. There's one guy called Jabril. His name's called Passport Harvey right now. He's a Nigerian guy. He's got one of the biggest traveling platforms around the world. He was the first guy from the UK, a Nigerian guy, to do this traveling stuff. I thought, okay, cool. So my nickname is called Blackman from the streets. I just added Da Traveller for marketing purposes. I had to
Literally.
I had to be quick, bro.
It works.
It
works, bro. It's catchy as well.
No one had the name. I actually paid for the name as well, by the way. So I paid for the domain to make sure that you don't get, so that you have the copyrights, to make sure no one sues you. So I paid for my name. My partner helped me. We paid for the name. The logo, she came up with the logo. She hated the logo. I said, listen, that's the logo. I want that logo. So we kept the logo. And then the first country after Australia was Vietnam. The reason why I was Vietnam, I picked certain countries that I want to go to. I went to Vietnam and I traveled from the north to the south by myself. That's when I said, you know what, this YouTube thing, this is the one.
You have to do it.
Literally, I'm a black man going to certain countries, that's it.
Because even with like certain experiences, like even with this now, like I was saying earlier, it's like my whole point is this, I have loads of conversations like this because I can have I'm someone who, I'm always spending most of my time just learning new things. So even watching your channel, I'm just watching all different science channels, all sorts. And obviously that's something I got from my dad, because my dad used to do, he just used to we used to just watch animal documentaries, like science documentaries. It's like, I'll always have these conversations and I just wanted to save it. Not even for any money or anything, but just like, I just want to save it, because why not? Like, I feel like anyone can learn from this the same way I'm learning from these other things. So that's why I feel like what you're doing as well, it just makes sense. Like, just save the documentation, like people can learn from it. I've learned so much stuff just from watching all this YouTube and everything. So and whatnot. But yeah, like, what would you say is let's say the most intense experience in any of the countries you've been to?
Most intense experience?
Most intense.
Sounds like Brazil at the moment.
Brazil? No, there's another one. I got two more. One was in Poland, was a racial experience. I was walking, and I was looking for a dress for like one of the best hip hop clubs. And then I was lost, so I was talking. Oh, excuse me, do you have to get there? People like, yeah, walk here. Literally, I was walking. One guy just barged me. He went boom. He barged me. I said, brother, what are you doing? Are you okay in the head? And then he started swearing in Polish, Kurwa. I'm like, yeah, Kurwa, you. And he's like, Kurwa? I'm like, yeah, Kurwa, your mum. And then next thing you know, I realised I'm in Poland, innit? And then literally 2 minutes later, two big white guys came towards me, and I thought, okay, that's it, I'm gone. And then he's like, oh, Kurwa? I'm like, yeah, Kurwa. So basically, you got three people calling me Kurwa, one black guy calling. It's not making sense. So I'm like, hold on a minute, I gotta be smart.
Understand where you are.
Yeah, and then one guy came past. He's like, oh, listen, he stopped it. So basically, he said that he can tell because he saw everything across the street. He said basically they done that because you were black. So that was a racial experience I had in Poland. Another experience is I was in the Bahamas, and I was walking, and then I was walking with some white guy from Zimbabwe, and then some guys were following us. And then I'm street smart. I turned around, I'm thinking, wow, these guys are walking quite quick. But this guy's deluded. The white guy's not paying attention. So we're walking, I've got a pizza in my hand, and I've got a bottle of water, and he's got food. So they followed us from the petrol station, and we kept on walking. I turned around, they were coming more closer. I'm like, bro, these guys are following us. He's like, no, they're not. They're just walking around. I'm like, brother, you don't understand. Anyway, make the story short, someone just said, oi, turned around, and then someone chucked like a glass. That's why I cut my hand in it. They chucked a glass, and then they pulled out machetes, and then I just started running. And I said to the guy, "But run!" So I'm running with my pizza like this, and then they tried to rob us. And then as I'm running, I don't know where the hostel is, because this is the first. So this is the first day that I landed in the Bahamas. And then literally we split. I said to the guy, "Keep going straight." We kept on running. Thank God they never caught us, but that was the most dangerous situation I've had in my life in terms of traveling.
I want to think that in the Bahamas.
Yeah, Bahamas is dangerous, bro.
Even just thinking now, like I
feel like I know what you're gonna. Because I was gonna say my only knowledge of the Bahamas, I see DJ Khaled there.
Rihanna. That's what I get.
Bahamas is dangerous, bro.
Imagine.
That's all I know much.
Even like the racism, I'm gonna ask you, what type of racism have you experienced? Because even being in Argentina, that's why another thing, literally, because from my understanding previously,
that goes back onto Argentina.
Because based on that, what I know, what I've learned from Argentina, obviously I've never been there. When you were there, it didn't seem like there was racism.
There's racism there, bro.
I know, but obviously there's racism everywhere, but it seemed like it was very high level, because obviously we know the history of we know the history of Argentina. But I was gonna ask, how was it there, in terms of the racism?
See, Argentina, it's a beautiful country, but a lot of people are very back forward. Argentina is a country that's made out of Italian descent, French descent, Spanish descent. So it's obviously the real
Germans there as well.
Because a lot of the Nazis.
I didn't want to say much of that.
So the real Argentinians are like the natives, innit? Obviously Spain conquered Argentina. That's why they speak Spanish. But during World War I, World War II, a lot of ex-Nazi people went to Argentina. A lot of Germans, a lot of French people went there. In Argentina, they're not used to seeing interracial relationships. I walk in the street, they look at me and then they see my partner, they'll be like, you know what I mean? They'll be like, what's going on? For prime example, I went to one of the most bougiest places in Buenos Aires, that's equivalent to like Mayfair. So I just dressed like this, I didn't care. My partner dressed whatever. Walked in a restaurant, the guy did not even acknowledge me, but he acknowledged my partner. And then he gave her the menu, never gave me the menu. Then he started talking Spanish, but he doesn't know that I understand Spanish. So I said to my partner, no, shut up. Like, calm down. You know what I mean? And then the guy said to me, excuse me, can you leave? I just ignored him. He said, excuse me, can you leave? I said, hey, amigo, por favor, pasame el menu. He said, habla español? I said, yeah, sí. He's like, where you from? I'm like, Londres. He said, I said London, bruv. He switched. He treated me different. Yeah. So that's the experience of racism that I had in Argentina. I made a video on YouTube about black people in Buenos Aires.
I saw that one as well. You speak to the Africans.
Speak to the African girl. So in Argentina, there is a lot of African people that are there, a lot of Senegalese. So they've gone there. And,
I did not know that.
And yeah, there's a lot of Senegalese in Argentina. So the people you see like in Barcelona selling stuff, there's a lot of them in Argentina. They get treated very bad. I went to an area called Once in Buenos Aires where you see a lot of Perus, Bolivians, Senegalese, and they work like dogs. They earn peanuts. So I went there. There's another video I put on YouTube and I was filming them. And the way people were treating them, saying, hey, Negro, I'm like, bro, like, who are you calling a Negro? Like, are you okay? I know Negro in Spanish means black, but don't, you know what I mean? So obviously in Argentina, a lot of them are not used to interracial relationships. There is a lot of racism in Argentina, but a lot of people don't know that. But once they hear that you're either black, English or American, they treat you so different. Yeah. But there's definitely racism in Argentina.
Even with that, them calling you Negro, and you said that it just means Spanish. I remember I told you, he didn't even know because he speaks Spanish.
I had a bit of a discussion with my parents about that as well.
I don't know if you know where that word derives from. It derives from like death. And like disease and whatnot. And then he didn't know it as well. And I'm the one kind of educated him on his own language. It's like, it's even the word, like nigger, even though we would say, it's just a literal translation to black, but it actually derives from like a racist background as well.
And the thing is as well, like, you know Uruguay, you know the football player, Cavani. So you know that little backlash where he was relating to, I don't know, one of his friends.
He made a comment.
Was it?
Yeah, but the way they kind of like intended to say it, like what the intent behind was, like in a friendly way. But even then, I don't understand it myself. Like, when you showed me that article about where that word originates from, I showed that to my mom, and she was my mom was in denial. Like because she just sees it as like a word. She doesn't understand. Like, I mean, my mom didn't know, so she just knows what she knows, like any other person. But the fact is, that word, it's like, because when you say a black person, in Spanish you just say negro, or if you call a white person blanco. So you don't really think much of it, but now that you showed me that stuff, it makes sense to me now why you shouldn't be calling people like that.
And even with you saying that your mum was in denial, that brings to another question for both of you, because you've been to different places in the Latin American community, and obviously Dan, I'll ask you as well, like, the fact that Latin American people, they were conquered, so like they have a culture and a history before the Spanish took over. I always ask you this, but like how connected are they? Like, have they completely disconnected themselves from that, or do you feel? Because you see, like even with us, like here in the UK, we would never say we're just British, like say Black British, but from wherever. But I feel like a lot of the Latin community, the Spanish takeover is literally their culture. Like, and I know obviously how colonialism works. They've kind of washed your original roots and culture and history away. But how, like from your experience with people as well, like how in touch are they with all of that?
Argentina is different because, man, it's a lot of like Germans and French.
It's been whitewashed.
Yeah, it's been whitewashed. What
about Bolivia though?
Bolivia's
not as much, but I see it because I've got family from, well, you know, like family friends, but you regard them as family, so you call them cousins, aunties. So like tios. So when we talk with them, they talk about how, because they look like the originals kind of in Bolivia, and same with Peru. So like when I talk with them, and then they talk about the Europeans, then let's call them Europeans, same with Argentina, they don't regard much to the culture back then, and the same with my family as well, because my family's mixed with different ones. Like, you got people that look like me that, if I'm honest, I do have that European descent, like looks. But then if I have my cousins, they look like they're Mayans, because that's where we're from. Mayans, if you go way, way back, like those people, they talk about it, and there's sometimes in our slang, there's a bit of the words that originate back from the Mayan culture in a sense. So that's like, we kind of stick to it, but it has been like a lot of people come down there, they colonize, or what's that other way? Like, not
pillage.
No, like people like from Europeans come to other countries and just put their culture and just like.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's like kind of what Israelis and Palestinian people are going over. Like they occupy land and just claim it as their own.
Yeah.
That's what the Spanish and the English done, and Americans.
They say, "Oh, I found this land, even though you've been here. I found it. It's mine now."
Yeah.
And then they just put all their cultures, their language, like the fact that I'm speaking Spanish says it all. Like I'm not from Spain, but I'm speaking their language.
Yeah. We're all speaking English.
We're speaking English, but we're not originally from there. If you go down our blood, like our roots. So yeah.
Oh, it's cool. Even I was asking about again as well with Bolivia, because I saw when you crossed over there.
Yeah,
I was watching. I was thinking that's when I was saying like there's some mad experiences and some mad things that people do. Like talk us through
why did I do that?
Like just talk us through the whole idea of it and what you actually did.
First of all, I know I'm crazy. I don't know why I done that. Second of all, the reason why I done that, I was traveling around northern Argentina with my partner and a friend. We was in Jujuy in Salta. Yeah. So we traveling around Salta, and then I said to my partner, listen, when you travel with me, it's gonna be hostels, couch surfing. That I'm gonna change the way you travel. She's more like Airbnb hotels. I said, listen, I don't want that type of lifestyle. I wanna die with memories. So I said, listen, tell your friend that's gonna come with me, this is how we're gonna travel. If not, you guys F off, I'm gonna do my own thing. So thank God we negotiated. I met 2 random girls in a hostel in northern Argentina. And they were like, they're going to Bolivia. I'm like, Bolivia? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wow, I wanna go to Bolivia. They're like, yeah, but we're not gonna fly in. We're gonna cross illegally. As soon as I said that, I left my partner and her friend. I said, listen, I want to talk to you. I said, how are you going to cross Bolivia illegally? They said, there's the frontera. We're going to cross through the river, but like you got to pay someone. I said, listen, I'm coming with you. My partner said, no, it's dangerous. Listen, I love that. I'm coming with you. And she was like, but you might get arrested. It's okay. I'll just say that I didn't know what I was doing. I'm coming with you. That's it. So literally went there. We paid one guy maybe $10.
Yeah.
So that we can cross the thing, literally, but one of the best experiences I've had in my life. It was dangerous because I've done two videos, one during the night and one during the day. The one in the night, I couldn't see nothing, bro. Literally, some random guys were touching me to give it. Where you from? London. Okay, come with me. Bro, it was pitch black. And then they were like, do you want to come to Bolivia? I'm like, yeah. So literally across the border, bro, they could have been CIA, they could have been Bolivian military. I don't know who they were. All I know, in 5 minutes across the border, I'm in Bolivia.
Yeah, you're mad.
Bro, I'm mad. Like literally, I stood up, I could see the river, I could see Argentina on one side. Then I done the video again. Yeah. So basically the same way I came to Bolivia, it's the same way I went back during the day. One of the best experiences, but one thing I learned about doing that is a lot of people, they are risking their lives to go to another country for better opportunities. I saw Bolivians going to Argentinians going to Bolivia. So I learned that humble yourself, bro.
Yeah. And even, I'm glad you even said that, because I remember I was having the conversation with you, Dan, a while ago as well.
Yeah.
How, and even going back to earlier in this discussion, how we were talking about people don't travel around and stuff like that. I think just work ethic and determination, because all of us here, we're I'm guessing you're first generation in this country as well.
Yeah.
Our parents more or less have come from another country to this country where they're ethnic minorities. For us being black, the whole world is pretty much racist on black people, so that's hard enough as it is.
Yeah.
English isn't your best language. You don't have the qualifications and the education system of this country where you have that prestige. But somehow they've managed to make lives, have families, and do all of that stuff. I feel like a lot of people might think I'm anti English people. It's growing up and being around here. It's I don't feel like people here, because people go on holiday to Barcelona and wherever, and they want you. If the other staff members in the restaurant don't speak English, they're getting angry. But you're in their country. I feel like you can't do half of the stuff that
they do.
We've done. People are crossing for better lives, and they've actually made lives for ourselves. So I feel like the fact that we're even here doing this, our parents have made the craziest of sacrifices. In the most, people say starting from the bottom. I feel like if you're born here, you're not starting from the bottom. Yeah. There's a bottom beneath starting from the bottom here. Facts. We can come, so our parents who have come here, and they've actually established us. We're all alive, we're grown.
It literally goes back to what you mentioned about the way you were born. It's the same with me as well. I was born in a hospital, in a casual hospital, yeah, like free healthcare, like not. I don't even know any other country in the world that does free healthcare. And then my mom, she was born in the home that she grew up in, at home in a bathtub, and to me that's always been normal. But now you mentioning that, I'm like, yeah. So my mom did all the work. Even my dad did all the work, so I can have a better start. And even then, I still feel like it sometimes can feel difficult. Just because you compare to others as well that are slightly ahead of you, and you're like, nah, I need to be there, etc.
And I feel like the achievement is so like it's underrated because it's an insane thing to do. I feel like I probably couldn't even, if you ask me right now to move to, I don't know, like it's a really foreign country. If you ask me to move to like, let's say, I don't know, Indonesia, I don't speak the language, I don't know anything, and just start from scratch, build a whole life, do everything. Obviously, right now, in the day and age we've come up in, the internet and all this stuff, it's more or less a bit easier. But in the times of which this was happening, it's like to get to where everyone is now, I feel like it's a crazy, crazy achievement. And I feel like even showing different cultures and like showcasing how life is all around the world, it kind of gives you the perspective of being able to just have the work ethic. Like I said, when I went to Nigeria last year, I hadn't been since I was 5, so I've gone there. I'm just seeing people just in 35-degree heat, selling nice paintings, selling everything, just walking around the street, everyone's smiling. No one gives a crap. Like there's such a thing called a hustle, like, and you just got to do what it takes to get to where you want. Because I saw you posting the other day talking about delivery drivers. And it's like certain people would be thinking they're above that, but it's like, why would you think you're above that? Work, like, get to work.
See me, I don't care, bruv. I've done delivery, I've done kitchen porting, I've done waitering, I've done chefing, bro. It's feeding you. It's putting money in your belly. It's helping your mum pay the rent. I don't care what job you got. You got a 9 to 5, you could be a bus driver, street cleaner, bro. You're hustling.
Do you get it?
Don't let the grind stop you. Like when I put that post on Instagram, people are like, oh, but you're a blogger, bro. Like certain YouTube doesn't pay to certain parts of the month, you know what I mean? Or my 9 to 5 doesn't, you know what I mean, bro? You need to eat, you got to provide. So I'm a type of person bro, I never forget where I come from. I don't care if I'm a YouTuber, I'll still do delivery. And I'll say people, listen, I'll big up the delivery people because them man are hustling. Without them, your food's not coming to your house, bro. During lockdown, we were the grinders, not you. You was in your house getting furlough. Get me? I done delivery during furlough, bro. I worked in the snow. I put out my business cards in the snow. So I don't care. All I'm seeing is the vision. I chase the vision, not the money. That's the first thing.
Seeing how other people, it's like seeing in other countries, like the ethic there, it just makes you want to like just grind a lot more. In the sense of like, there's nothing that you can't achieve really. If you actually just want to do it, just go and do it. Put in the work. That's all it is. Like it makes you think that there's literally no excuses to it. Because other people, like they're just, what they're doing, like they're just walking around. And the thing is, in a lot of places, the currency isn't as strong. So it's like when you think about the money some people are making, but they're surviving, they're getting on every day. It's like for example, again, I'll talk about Nigeria because obviously I know it. Inflation is ridiculous. When I go there, they'll think I'm a millionaire. And obviously for me, it's all nice because I can change my pounds and it's like worth a lot. But then when you're actually there, the money that they're earning and that they're making is, you just think to yourself, this is nothing. Like how are these people surviving? But they just get on with it. They get up. They don't complain. They get on with work, and everyone is so determined to get to work.
I'm gonna say something. So you go to Nigeria. And obviously inflation's high. A lot of people, they think England's a rich country, bro. There's white man that's in poverty over here, bro. You go to Northern England, bro. These white men are suffering,
of course,
but they don't show that on TV. But one thing I realized, you see, when you go back home to Nigeria, when you go back home to Honduras, everyone out there has got a hustling mentality because those countries are dog eat dog world. You got to survive, even if like there's some wealthy people, but you got to survive out there. One thing I realized for traveling, I've been to a lot of countries. People will fucking die to come to England, because their mindset is $1 million mindset. They might not be educated through the education system, but they know how to maneuver. So one thing I say to people is, listen, you see, when you travel, be humble, respect other people's cultures, because the next man that's from Nigeria or Somalia or Congo, they will die to be here, bro, because their mindset, they will be young entrepreneurs.
Trust me, if they get here, they'll overtake you. They'll overtake you. Like what you were saying as well at the beginning. You said you only had 2 GCSEs, bro. You've traveled. you've travelled to how many, 22, 23 countries?
Yeah.
That's more of an achievement than so many people in this country with their prestige and
There's
everything.
a lot of people that envy you, that wish you were in your seat, that were able to have the opportunity to go and do that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Really and truly, if you just put your mind to it, then you can actually go and get it. You can go and do anything you pretty much want to do.
Yeah.
Even like, let's say, what other country was it that I was watching? Pakistan.
Yeah.
Because I was watching you in, was it like a school or like
girls' school, yeah.
Girls' school, yeah.
Big up the girls' school.
How was all of that? Because I was seeing like they're so appreciative and
Well, I don't even see the video yet. It just happened randomly. So basically, I've done a road trip with 2 other guys, and then 3 other guys, and then we stopped to get some food.
Yeah.
And then literally, there was an old guy that I saw on the street. I just said, "Salam alaikum." I just said, "Peace be upon you." He just kept looking at me. I'm like, "Salam." I approached him, and then he was with 2 other guys.
Yeah.
And I just see how, like, in Pakistan, like, the granddads just sit over there, the grandmas sit there, then they watch, like they watch people. So literally when I walked past, it's like I made the day. I was the first black man that they ever saw.
Yeah.
Then this guy, the old man, he followed me. I never knew, but he followed me all the way back to my restaurant. And then he walked in, and then he was talking to me, but I didn't understand what he was saying, because in northern Pakistan, they speak Chitral. Every province in Pakistan got their own language. Then he was talking to the other guys. He said, "Listen, I want this guy to come to school." And I'm like, "School?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll come with you. Like, I've got nothing to do anyway." So I've come there, and it was an all-girls school. And then, bro, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I cried behind cameras, because, like, the girls, like, they were so intellectual. They've never seen a Westerner that's gone into their school. And Pakistan's got this image how people think it's like a terrorist state.
Yeah.
But the media, like, portrays it in a negative way. So literally the girls, like, they were there, they were speaking on camera, like they were singing, and they were just basically being free. So I think that's one of the best highlights that I've had in my life, to actually give the camera to people and let them be themselves. But it was an eye opener, that trip.
Yeah, no, I can imagine, literally. And a lot of these places, you were asking them, you're the first, not foreigner, let alone black person that's ever gone there. Like, how was it even being? Because I see a lot of people. How do you feel about the hair touching?
Yeah, like people, like, for example, like, I don't know if you saw that video, like the girls were touching my hair.
Yeah.
When I'm walking around Pakistan, people were touching my skin, but that just shows that they're intrigued, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I'll tell you one thing, yeah. If you're not white, if you're Latin, if you're black, if you're mixed race, you are one of the most feared races in this world. The white men are scared for us to develop.
Yeah.
That's why in Honduras, in Nigeria, in Uganda, in Somalia, they put all these puppets in power to control.
Yeah.
So when we go to these other countries, people are interested in our culture. So in Pakistan, there is black people, actually. I'm gonna tell you, the black people are located in Karachi. That's going to be my last video coming out in Pakistan, because the reason I went to my last video is going to be touching people. But they were so intrigued that they were touching me, touching my hair, and I wasn't rude. I never said, "Don't touch me." I said, "You know what? Do whatever you want to do. Just don't do weird stuff."
Yeah.
But they were fascinated. But it shows that they were willing to learn other cultures. People were asking me, "Oh, there's black people in England. Why did you do your hair like this?" I was trying to explain, this Bantu knot is African.
They didn't know that there were black people.
No, bro, because they think everyone in England's white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just think of an Englishman and they think it's
But they were
like
so
Wayne Rooney or something like that.
Like, they were so, like, literally, they were so fascinated. But one thing I realized about Pakistan, 2 things. It's one of the most safest countries I've been to in the world.
Yeah.
I felt more safe in Pakistan than here, even though people had big guns.
Yeah.
But the second thing is, it's one of the most hospitable countries you'll ever go to.
Yeah.
Bro. I'm telling you, beautiful country.
If you had to pick, like, your favourite destination you've been, let's say since you started the vlogging, what's your favourite place that you've been?
I would say Pakistan, because of hospitality.
Really?
And it's very safe. And then the second one, I would say Myanmar. Burma was like a country where there's not a lot of tourists. And then the third, I'll say Turkey. But outside of Istanbul, going towards Syria, Turkey was amazing, bro.
What do you mean? So outside of Istanbul was amazing, or
amazing.
So
because Istanbul's a tourist trap. People just want money off you.
Yeah. Okay, I can imagine. Even like that. Even what was I gonna say? Let's say if you were to even go to, like, do you plan on going to Nigeria at any point?
I do, but your visas are complicated.
Yeah, that's
I was planning to go there actually a couple of years ago, but
you told me about the story about even getting your passport down the roads.
Yeah, your visas
Well, for me, obviously, I've got the passport, but like, obviously, going there, I don't know if you've heard the stories of going there. I mean, it would be good for you to go there, but obviously, going there, I don't know if you've heard the stories. Like, you got to make sure you have cash on you at all times, bro. These people try and like just do it.
No, I'm ready. No, Nigeria's on my list.
These people like to take bribes for anything out there, man. But it's a great place to go, though. Like, honestly, you should go there. It's advised that you have security there. You don't have to. When I go, I have it there. But it's advised that you do. As obviously, it just makes you feel a bit more secure and whatnot. But if you go there, you can have as much fun as possible. Like it's a
Nah,
place
it's on my
where
list.
it's
It's
a
on my
place
list.
where literally you have so much fun as well.
Yeah.
And obviously Honduras as well. I need to go to Honduras.
Honduras is on my list.
I still been feeling a bit scared of it, but obviously kind of just break this thing.
do
man.
it.
Yeah,
Honduras and Guatemala's on my list, but in West Africa, Nigeria and Senegal.
There's a spot as well that you mentioned how you travelled from Argentina to Bolivia.
Yeah.
Just for like a day.
Yeah.
There's a sort of similar thing in Honduras and Guatemala.
Yeah.
Like my cousin, she just casually, there's like a stone that a lot of tourists go, where they just take a picture and then you can see the Caribbean Sea on one side, and you just see Guatemala and Honduras, and it's just like a little spot that is just there.
Wow.
But for some reason, I haven't heard any danger or anything like, or any danger with the feds or
You
anything.
got cross borders to get to that spot.
No, it's not crossing borders. You're literally like, what you can have one step in Honduras, one step in Guatemala.
Is it like that place in America where there's like 5 states that meet in one spot? I forgot which state it was. You know, there's a state in America where like, is that what it is?
Maine, yeah, it's in the far, it's towards Canada.
Yeah.
There's
5 states that meet in one spot, and then you can literally.
You can literally just step, and you're about an hour and a half.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I first learned that from The Simpsons. Funnily enough, you know.
Simpsons, you know.
There's even a border between America and Russia. Literally, the Americans are on one side and the Russians on the other, and it can go off at any time. But of course, there's diplomatic, there's like treaties and stuff to keep them so they don't bear arms. But Russia and America still haven't standards.
What is that like Alaska and Siberia? That side,
Yeah.
But obviously, that used to be connected when there was a land bridge from the ice. But obviously, since it's melted,
Wait,
however many
is it
years ago,
true
it's
that
broken.
I know Alaska used to be Russian, and they gave it back to America over a bet?
Yeah.
So they did. I don't know who did it or what, but I heard there was like a bet, and the Russians lost the bet, and they had to give it to America.
Yeah. And also there's parts of Greenland whereby it's neutral, but certain parts are towards like Siberia and Russia, and then the other side's towards America. So yeah, man, Russia and America, they virtually share a border, but they know because they're superpowers in the world, they can't go out. It would just
be game over.
Yeah. The problem with the thing with America is like they're more protected in the sense of like the only ways to get in is through Canada or through Mexico, and for someone like Russia to get in there, then they have to go in either the East Coast or the West Coast, but they're always steady there. Whereas Russia, a lot of it is landlocked. A lot of Russia's landlocked.
You know, you talk about how changing perspectives of things. Like now, thinking of it, you know, growing up, did you like? Same for you as well. Did you grow up thinking America was like the place to be?
Yeah, of
course.
It's where
Hollywood,
like,
the movies, music, everything. But to be fair though, even like now, a lot of our culture, everything's influenced from America. Like America, our movies, music, like America has the biggest influence on the world, and it's crazy to think that.
Well,
it's
the
not even
Western
that old.
world, you could say.
The Western world, yeah.
Yeah. But now thinking of it, like even going back to Honduras, if I had a choice, and my mom would tell me I'm crazy for saying this, if I had a choice of going to work or going to live in America or go back home and live there and work, I'd definitely choose Honduras.
Do you know the thing is though, you only say that because we come with the background from this country and the education, the qualifications and all of this stuff already.
So I got a bit of an
Whereas
advantage
if you were to
there.
start from, you're always going to go back with an advantage. Whereas if you were to start from scratch there, you might not like, because you...
It's not like our
Yeah,
parents.
because
when
even
they
you
came
going
there.
back there, you already have more opportunities than the people who are already there. So you're already at an advantage in that country.
True.
Whereas if you were to start from scratch there, but obviously that's the thing, you go there, if you were to go there now, you better make sure you just take full use of it, because I'm sure you'll be able to enjoy life a lot more over there with what you have.
No, I agree, because if you go back there without coming from here, bro, it's a dog-eat-dog world, isn't it?
Yeah, literally.
You're going to be meat over there, but if you come here, then you're going there.
Yeah, that's why I think that's probably in my head as well. Then I'm thinking America's probably exactly the same as here, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like everyone's fighting to be at the top.
But one thing there is about America, yeah, I slightly respect America more than the UK. America, bro, you could be successful in whatever you do.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. Like I went to some of the slums, yeah. One thing I love about them, they support each other. In the UK, within the coloured community, we envy a lot. Envy, hate. Like next man's coming up, people wouldn't even repost my man's thing, but they're gonna post Little Dirk or Meek Mills.
Do you know what it is? The UK is really small, and because we're like most of us, we all start from the same place. So I feel like when you see someone else taking over, it's like people feel a bit envious at the fact that they've gotten somewhere, but we all came from the same place. They feel like people here, like in general, the UK is a very entitled place. Like I said, people in the UK go on holiday and they want the staff members in restaurants in those countries to speak English. Yeah. It's like everyone here is very, very entitled, and I feel like a lot of us starting from the same place here, you feel envious because it's like, let's say we all like grew up together, yeah, and one of us blows, and then like we're gonna feel like I should have that as well. Like we all came together, put me on or whatever like that.
But the problem is, if one of us blows and that person doesn't bring people in, you can moan.
Yeah, that's the
in that perspective. Or you can say, hold on a minute, my man blew and we're gonna help him blow.
Yeah.
We're gonna eat anyway because we got codes, we got moles.
Yeah.
But with America, when I was filming in certain blocks, them man roll together.
Yeah.
They know, okay, you know, if you're gonna do this podcast thing, bro, the Latin community in your barrio are gonna support you. The black people are gonna support, because they're not, you know what?
Even not just support, they just like in their head they're like, oh, I just hope he succeeds. I just want the best for him. I hope he's happy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like for our group of friends alone, just like I'm just thinking, whatever route you want to do, I just hope you have.
But what is as well, I feel like it's not even a thing of like you should feel like they should put you on or whatever, but take it as like, okay, cool, how did they get there? What can you do? You put in your work to do what it is.
There you go.
Because even like we have one of our close friends now, he's just gone professional NFL. And that's what's making me motivated to like, because like I said, this is the first podcast I've done in a while, but now I'm motivated. Like now, he's gone. I'm not looking at it in envy. It's like, let me get to work. Let me do my thing.
No
matter what happens, let me just do what I do and be consistent with whatever I want to do. Because now it's like, it should be motivational, but not healthy competition.
Coming to think of it, like, you know how like when we're born here, there's like a route that everyone's told, and that's education. Yeah. And you think like, okay, so you go through nursery, primary school, secondary school, sixth form or college, and then it's straight to uni. And then uni is where everyone apparently finds success, unless like
it's a facade, bro.
Yeah,
myth, man, myth.
So that's one thing I struggle with personally to understand that. But now, like looking at other people around my age, and they're at different places in their life now.
Yeah,
like there's some that I know that are having kids now. Yeah. Being at 24, there's like our friend that just went to the NFL, which I find like crazy to say.
Big up your friend. Big up your friend.
Big up Dio.
Big up Dio.
And then there's like other people that are being successful in corporate world, like in different routes. And it's just like now I'm coming to understand like not everyone is gonna have the same journey, but it's what matters most is where you end at, where your destination.
And I remember one thing as well. I had on one of the first, I think it was like the second podcast I ever did, like some years ago, and I was asking some of my friends because like. When you look around, you walk down the street, is there anyone that you see that's actually doing well? Is it a problem of lack of opportunity or misdirection in life that takes people to certain directions?
Powerful what you just said.
Because I think, because literally I remember asking myself, and now, because in my area, we never really had anyone big, but the biggest person I can think of is that Chris Smalling, Man United defender. He's from like where we went to, my friend Dio went to the same school. Chris Smalling went to his school, and obviously Dio's gone to the NFL. Now we have another person from our area. We have a lot of pro boxers under Frank Warren and all this stuff. So it's like, now that people are doing well, it's more motivating. Yeah. And I feel like that creates a better community for success, because it's like, you don't have to be jealous of each other. Everyone's literally just more motivated and everyone wants to get to what they want. But it's like, previously, I remember I used to have arguments with my older brother. So I have an older brother, but he grew up in Nigeria and then came to this country when it was like 21. Obviously, I've grown up here. Yeah. We used to argue back and forth. Because I'd be like, nah, there's no opportunities here. Like a lot of people want to play football, but there's no scouts. Well, I used to start making excuses. And then I went to Nigeria, I've come back now, I'm like, you know what? I understand what you're saying. Because he used to get angry at me like, listen, you don't know about the hustle, you don't know about putting in the hard work. How can you say there's loads of opportunities? But the thing is, when you don't actually know what there is and what you actually have, then you're not going to capitalize on it. So I remember me and my older brother, we used to argue. I'd be like, how can you say this? Because you haven't grown up here. You can't say how it is for us that's grown up here, what we experience. He's like, nah, you don't know anything. But then when you go and you come back, you learn so much more.
There's two
and
things
I've just changed my whole mind.
Experience, and then also you mentioned before perspective.
Yes. Yeah.
Those things are very important. You can't talk about something you don't know the other.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's why literally it's true. You can't talk and you can't really think. That's why a lot of the times with when I look at the ignorance of certain people and how they think, it frustrates me, but at the same time, I can't blame them. Because again, like you said, a lot of them don't have the financial ability to I'm not even saying travel all over the world, but just go to other parts of the country. I've been pretty much everywhere in the UK. So I've seen how things are differently. Like someone from here and someone from Liverpool, completely different. But then if there's certain people who are just choosing not to even learn, like you don't even, like with people like you now, you can go to other countries and feel like you're traveling. You're not even have to go there. If you don't have the money, go on Blackman Da Traveller's YouTube, and now you're in, I don't know, wherever you are, be wherever you are in the world, and you're learning it. But some people don't even want to. That's where my frustration even comes from.
It comes to mindset, innit?
Yeah.
People. Like, there's about what? There's like six people in this room, yeah.
Yeah.
All of us got different mindsets.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna put my mindset on your mindset. You live your life the way you live your life. But you want to be successful, it's your mindset and the people that surround you. You want to be a bum, your mindset, people that surround you. Financial also plays the key part to be successful. But you got to use your mindset to how you're gonna be how you're gonna be financial. Use your mindset. Use the tools that you have. Like,
that's the hardest thing, though,
you know what I
changing
mean?
your mindset.
Yeah, but one thing I realised, the biggest person I respect in the world is Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
The way man lived. But if you see like Nipsey and Young Dolph, like I must have watched like a Young Dolph interview about 2 months ago, and he said, "See this thing over here? You talk about a phone, yeah? It can make you $1 million a year." And then he was like, "All you got to do is use your mind."
Yeah.
I said, "What's Young Dolph talking about?" Then he said, "You just got to use your mind." And then every big platform right now, yeah, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. Now, I'm gonna ask you guys a question, yeah. What do you need for all these big platforms? Like, what do you need?
Internet.
No, apart from internet, but what do you need?
You need to resonate with the people.
No, but apart from the black, what do you need? Like in general.
You need a device, or you need a
Alright,
device
so
to use it.
Connect with
So
people.
basically, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. What do you need?
Internet.
No, forget the internet, but what do you need in general?
Network.
The device.
Bro, right, do you pay for any of these things?
No, it's free. No,
Thank you. So look, it's free, yeah? Thank you,
Yeah.
Raids. It's free, yeah? All you need is an email and a username.
Yeah.
Deep it. They man have made a platform. They give us the platform. That listen, this is the platform. Now do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Instagram, a username, an email. Facebook, Bebo, High Five, username, email. Snapchat, username, email.
Yeah,
YouTube,
email.
username, email. Podcast,
Yeah.
username, email.
Email.
Bro, you know what I mean? Spotify, an email to have that account. So these people have created accounts for us. They created platforms. You want to be successful. Here's the platform. You don't pay. Sign up.
Sign up for it,
But
yeah.
now use your mind. Use your mindset. You know what I mean?
especially comparing to back in the days.
You know what I mean?
We used to pay thousands.
Yeah, thousands, bro.
Saw that same video, right?
Bro, you know what I mean?
Apply yourself and use
Yeah.
these platforms. You can.
You've seen that interview that Young Dolph said. Bro,
Yeah.
when I saw,
All you
I'm
need
like,
is a phone.
but all you need is a phone and a mindset.
Yeah.
Back in the day, if you're a rapper, it used to be mixtapes, hand out CDs,
Yeah, radio
DVD,
play.
radio play.
Yeah.
But now we live in a social
Because
media
with
era.
your
You gotta
phone as
put-
well,
you
you
gotta put
choose
in-
how you want to use it.
And you literally, like, I remember, I think it was Skepta on one Twitter Spaces recently. He was even talking about how like grime artists now, they don't want to put in the work. He was talking about back in the day they didn't have all this equipment that we have now. He was hanging microphones off his wardrobe.
Oh,
None of this super technology.
And he was
Just
in
ra-
his mum's basement.
in his
bro.
basement, just hanging microphones off, or literally just pretending you're in the studio, like makeshift. Do what you got to do. Even like what
Make
before
your
I was,
environment.
this is my first time in a proper studio ever filming. But before, I was like, I'd be on Zoom, or I'd have microphones. I'd just literally whatever equipment I have, I'd make it work. I'd find a little space, record, make it work. You just got to do whatever you can really to just and put yourself out there.
Facts.
Because yeah, literally, like I was saying, like we said earlier, there's nothing that you actually can't do.
Yeah.
If you just put in the work and always be consistent with it, eventually, like, and if your content is pure as well, it's authentic, it's raw, and you're not doing it for like genuine reasons, then there's nothing you can't actually do in this life.
You just said, yeah, if your content is pure. One thing I want to say to you, the value is in the content.
Yeah,
It's not about numbers.
yeah,
I don't care if you got 1 million views, 10,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, but that don't mean nothing. If your content is watchable and it has value, it's your content that's going to make you successful.
Yeah.
If your podcast talk show has got 1 million views, it's because of the content, bro. Or maybe it might be clickbait. I'm telling people, like, for me, I do traveling, I do podcast hood vlogs. My content is free. It's 3 different markets, 3 different niches where people of color in this country are not successful for. The biggest talk show in the UK is Black Chat London, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
And then now it's Big Nasty on Channel 4. So apart from that, those are the 2 platforms that we have for people of color.
yeah,
So I'm gonna make a talk show.
Yeah.
So let's challenge Big Nasty. Let's challenge Black
Yeah.
Chat London. But I'm telling people is like in general, all you need is to have the right mindset, the right people around you. You might need money to get to your destination, or use your mindset. The money will come.
Yeah.
Don't chase money, bro. Listen, us man, money will die. No, I apologize. We will die, and the money will always
Still
be
be
there.
there. Yeah.
Chase the vision. Don't chase the money. The money will come.
That's something I've been saying there. The
Telling
economy
you,
will always fix
the
itself.
money will come. If you're gonna chase money, bro,
Yeah.
you're gonna be money, bro.
You won't be
bro,
happy.
You ain't gonna be happy. But if you chase the
be
vision,
content with anything.
you want to be a successful podcast. People work as a team. You man, work as a team.
Yeah,
everyone's got the same vision, the money will come eventually.
Yeah.
Because people are going to see your hard work. But if you're not going to be like, nah, man, I want money, bruv, you're a bum. If you want money, go work in McDonald's, fam. They'll pay you anyway. You know what I mean? Like, go and get 9 to 5. There's your money there, bro. It's money, innit? But if you want to be successful, financial free, chase the vision, have the right team around you, you'll be successful.
Yeah,
But it's not going to be perfect. Life is not perfect. But it's how you handle the situations.
Yeah, man.
And that's it.
No, 100%. Literally, like all you have to do is just continue doing what you're doing, continue working. So you want to ask, what's your next plans as well? Like, I know you're going to India soon. What's your next plans as well?
So basically, my plan is I want to go India in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The reason why, because I want to meet the African community that I met in Pakistan called the Sahidis.
Yeah.
They're located in 2 parts of the world, in India and Pakistan. The way I discovered the Sahidis is I watched another YouTuber from Senegal called Vili Pop or whatever. A black guy went to India and he interviewed the African community. Yeah. And I was just fascinated. I watched this video 4 years ago and I said, okay, I like what this guy's doing. He's touching roots, but he's showing real culture. Yeah. So I want to go India for like 3 weeks or a month. I want to meet another tribe in India called the Malana tribe. They are located in the Himalayas. They are one of the biggest weed producers in the world, and they survive on weed, on growing marijuana. But they are not interacted with the open community. Yeah. So I want to stay with them, the black community. After that, I'm working on a talk show with my manager. I want to do a talk show that's going to challenge Black Chat London, because I think Black Chat London, big up what they're doing. Like, big up Andy. I respect him what he's doing. But I think we need a talk show that can be relatable, a talk show where people can understand. So I want the cast members. I want to get a guy that's from India that's got a turban. I want to get a girl that's got a hijab. I want to get a white girl, a black girl. I want the cast members to be all different nationalities, so it can relate all different type of ethnic backgrounds. Yeah. Apart from that, next year I plan to go back to America. I want to do the hood vlogs. I want to go back to certain ghettos that I didn't get a chance to go to. I built a connection with certain rappers out there, so I want to take my boy Raid Solar with me as well, and I want to get his buzz out there. And then end of the year, I'm going Uganda with my manager, and I really want to do Africa this time.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to the Uganda one, because I know a lot of Ugandans from when I was in uni as well. They had an actual Ugandan society as well. So actually, I'm looking forward to the Ugandan one as well. And a lot of Africa. I've been even saying to all my friends, we need to do a whole Africa tour. We need to do an Africa tour. Like, there's a whole continent there, so like diverse, so much to go and see there. And I want to see. Not even just being in my own country, but it's just experience everything.
I want to show the real Africa, bro. I'm getting villages, slums, countryside.
It's possible, you know.
Pardon?
It's definitely possible.
No, 100%. Anything's possible, bro. Anything's possible.
You got
I'm
Nigeria,
already in my head
you got
thinking
Honduras.
Yeah.
Bring him to Honduras.
I've been selling it for like the past 2 years, bro. I want to go Honduras.
Yeah, first I need to sort out trying to go myself.
Yeah.
I need to go back. Damn COVID.
I know COVID just messed everything up, man.
Supposed to go that. I was literally planning to go back in 2020 before it all happened for like, how am I supposed to go? Like 2 months, something like that. Yeah. And then it just,
it will happen.
It all happened, man.
It will happen. You, man, keep doing your podcast thing, bro. Chase the vision, bro. That's the best advice I can say to you. Man. You, man, are young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you never know where this podcast can take you.
Yeah.
It will be successful if you've got the right team. Or it'll be like these other podcasts, just interviewing and not progressing. Yeah. Work as a team, be successful, and that's it, bro.
Love that,
well, this is his thing at the end of the day.
No,
Oh no, I have different guests on each time. So obviously, because I know you have the travel background, I thought let me get my Honduran friend on. But normally I have different guests on for that specific thing. So I know when I know that people can relate to the guests I'm having on, I'll kind of bring them on and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of people, so like. Yeah.
How old are you, bro?
I'm 23.
How old are you?
24, just.
How old are you? 26. You man are not even 29. Bro, you're young. Chase the vision, bro.
A lot can happen.
Love for coming on, man.
We learned a lot. 3 years ago, 2 years ago for you and 3 years ago for me, finishing uni.
Oh yeah.
So much has happened between those years.
I know, but at the same time, like the last 2 years, it feels like it never happened because of COVID. It feels like 2 years, like 2020, especially.
I still feel like
2020 because of COVID. It feels like that whole year was just a write-off.
But COVID's been a wake-up call, bro. A lot of people have started businesses. A lot of people are waking up. They realize, hey, life ain't a joke. People struggled in COVID, so now hopefully people are awake now.
I know, definitely. But yeah, man, it's been real, man. Again, love for coming on.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
The camera, whichever camera's facing me, guys, big up their podcast.
This one.
Yeah, big up their podcast. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe them. People, just support them. because they're doing stuff for the community, and people need to understand, we need to work together to be able to grow. You cannot be successful by yourself. Big them up.
Yeah, and big up Blackman Da Traveller, man. Everyone check out his channel. You're going to learn everything on there. You're basically traveling the whole world while sitting in your house while watching his channel, man. But love for that.
Thank you.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
And document everything you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.